THINK+change trainings. www.thinkchange.training. Every Customer Matters, a THINK+change 6-part best practices training series, interacting with someone who uses a wheelchair. Pre-test, select all that apply. Best practices for interacting with someone who uses a wheelchair include A. Speaking directly to the person in the wheelchair versus his or her companion or aide. B. Anticipating the need for help by guiding the wheelchair without waiting to be told to. C. Asking the person in the wheelchair whether she or he needs help and, if so, what that help is. Ask before you act. People who use wheelchairs have different disabilities and varying abilities. If you believe someone with a disability needs assistance, ask before you act. Ask before you touch. People with disabilities consider their equipment part of their personal space and an extension of their bodies. Ask before touching. Language matters. Say, person who uses a wheelchair rather than confined to a wheelchair or wheelchair bound. The wheelchair is what allows the person to get around and participate in society. Speak directly. Always speak directly to the person in a wheelchair, not to his or her companion or aide. If you have trouble understanding, then ask the person in the wheelchair to repeat or ask for ways to improve communication. Post-test with answer. Best practices for interacting with someone who uses a wheelchair include speaking directly to the person in the wheelchair versus his or her companion or aide, and asking the person in the wheelchair whether she or he needs help and, if so, what that help is. In summary, people with disabilities consider their wheelchairs as an extension of their body. Ask before touching or assisting and speak to the person directly. If assistance is needed and you don't understand, ask for clarification. Language matters. Remember people first. The Americans with Disabilities Act means that accommodating people with disabilities is not only a good business practice, but it is the law. For more information, go to www.ada.gov. THINK+change. Talks, trainings, tools. This material has been prepared for informational purposes only and is not intended to provide and should not be relied on for medical or legal advice. Every Customer Matters. All rights reserved 2019. www.thinkchange.training.